TIFU, by lying to my boyfriend. I honestly don't know what to do at the moment. I feel so awful about something that I've done. A few days ago, my BFM19 and IF19 had an argument about me liking another guy's post, and we settled it by me promising that I would not like guys' posts as he's very uncomfortable with it and that he would give me a chance to prove myself so he could trust me again, which I feel is very fair. Today, he randomly mentioned that one of my course mates, male, was trying to basically get into my pants. I found this ridiculous, as in my head, this guy and I are not even close friends. We only speak because of our course at uni, and that I have absolutely no feelings towards him. Despite this, a few days ago, when I posted on Instagram, this guy liked and commented on the picture. As he does this with all my other friends, I never thought anything of it and proceeded to have a normal conversation with him about university a few days after. Following the conversation about this guy with my BF, he asked when was the last time I spoke to him. Given our argument and being afraid of what may happen and how the situation looks, I lied and said I hadn't. I am awful at lying to people I care about, so he didn't believe me. He then asked to look at the guy and I's chat, which I refused. After 5 minutes of uncomfortable silence, I admitted that I lied and apologized. He didn't say anything, but I can tell my BF is really hurt by it, and he said that he doesn't trust me at all. For further context, in a few days, he is leaving for university on the other side of the country, and we were planning on staying together despite the distance. However, because of what I've done, I think I've ruined my chance of staying with him. At the moment, we are staying at my university house, and the only thing stopping him from going home is the fact that he has COVID. He asked for some space, so I am typing this out crying in the kitchen. I think I fucked up really bad, and I just want to make this better. I know how the situation looks, but I would never dream of speaking to other guys. I know it's so audacious of me to ask of him, but I just want him to give me another chance. I'm very naive, and I really don't know how to fix this. Any advice is appreciated. TLDR. I lied to him about interacting with a guy that he believes wants to get into my pants. Edit. The reason why this is a big issue is because months ago, I liked a picture posted by a boy I used to speak to, which he knew about. So his insecurities around this issue, I feel, are valid update. We spoke for a very long time. In all the comments where I said that I would hold him to the same standards, I acknowledged that I was just trying to save face. I expressed to him how frustrated I felt that I didn't feel a lot of freedom in the relationship, and his lack of trust in me was really affecting me and was making the relationship very unhealthy. I apologized at length for lying, as regardless of what anyone in the comments thinks, the lying is non-negotiably a bad thing to have done. He also apologized for making me feel restricted, and TBH looked quite horrified to learn that he was making me feel that way. I said that I don't think it's the best idea for us to stay together because of how he'd made me feel and his expectations of me. But I don't want to impulsively make any decisions. I'm giving myself a few days to decide what to do, but I feel a lot better after properly communicating with him about what I'm comfortable with. TIFU, by starting a neighbor war. Hi all. I live in a quiet neighborhood with a diverse mixture of young families, retirees, newlyweds, families with adult children, etc. Most parties end around 10 to 11 p.m. as per the bylaws of the city. My neighbors M50s and F50s went on vacation, leaving their daughter F25-ish home alone. The moment they left, she promptly moved her boyfriend M25 to 30-ish in with her. The young couple decided to throw a party in the backyard, inviting approximately 15 people over for a BBQ and drinking. Pretty normal for a weekend. I was happy to stay indoors and give them privacy. When the party began, I politely asked them to turn down the music a little and was met with a scowl from the daughter. The music and bass was traveling through our windows and we could hear it over our TV. I thought this was a reasonable request. This is where I messed up. I revealed my position to them regarding the noise. The party started in the afternoon, and everything was normal until we realized that this wasn't going to be a normal suburban backyard BBQ, because the party continued on late into the night. By 11 p.m., a few guests left and they were down to about 8 to 9 people. The remaining started playing drinking games and were being extremely loud drunks. They kept talking about all their sexual conquests and one-upping each other. We could hear everything they were saying through a closed window. This was keeping me and the rest of the neighbors up because of their shouting and loud voices were bouncing and echoing off all the houses. Around 2 a.m., I decided that enough was enough and that I needed to call to file a noise complaint. I called and an officer came out to speak with the party people around 3 a.m. Because I can hear everything through my window, I overheard that the officer said that he understands that it is the weekend and you want to party, however, they need to keep it down. The daughter immediately figured out that it was me that called and starts loudly talking shit about me and my family and what her mom, the homeowner, really thinks about me. Let's just say I knew the neighbors were always cold to us and the drunk daughter confirmed our suspicions. Her boyfriend was being the most obnoxious and started shouting at us, saying that we are sad people and that we should be ashamed at ourselves for calling the cops on them. The friends were also chiming in with support of us being assholes. The group were talking loudly about retaliation and how we need to pay for calling the cops on them. I was ready to call the cops again if they decided to break down my door. In the end, they took their slow, sweet time packing up and moving the party indoors. At the end, the boyfriend shouted, "Good night, you losers!" The next morning, I spoke to a few of my neighbors, and they confirmed that they heard a lot of noise last night, but most of them just slept through it. None of them know that the cops were called, and I did not mention it to them. The daughter and boyfriend have invited a new group over today, and we overheard them shit-talking us about what happened last night. They cannot prove that I called. I thought about blaming other neighbors if they confront me. Now I have to watch my back for the foreseeable future just because I wanted a quiet night's sleep. TLDR. I called the cops on a noisy party at 2 a.m. and my neighbor wants retaliation. TIFU by wearing overalls to the toilet. This just happened about 15 minutes ago and I'm still reeling. I bought the cutest pair of faded black overalls several months ago, when it was 1,000,000 degrees outside, waiting for my perfect day to finally debut the only pair I've ever found that actually fit nicely. Fast forward to today, it's beautiful upper 70s, I'm felt cute, and wore my new overalls. Then, night came. I went to bed early because I have a work conference at the butt crack of dawn, but before bed, I had to go to the bathroom. And here's the FU. I start doing my business and, oh, what's this, the rare night poop? Feeling good, unbloated, unbothered. Then, I looked down to wipe, and to my horror, an entire portion of my overalls were in the toilet under a pile of shit. I shit all over my favorite clothes. The straps, the little metal thing, and the back piece that the straps are attached to. Shit. After about 30 seconds of quiet shock, I took them off, flushed, gently put them in the shower very close by, and ran hot water and soap on them and scrubbed them for a while and hung them up. I'll wash them properly in the machine tomorrow. Husband will probably wonder why there are soaking wet overalls hanging in the shower, and he'll laugh and laugh and laugh when I tell him, and I deserve it. TLDR. I pooped on the straps and back of my overalls that were unknowingly in the toilet. TIFU, by watching a scary game with my husband. This happened an hour ago. My husband, 31M, and I, 32F, were watching a scary gameplay while having dinner. The kids are sleeping. We are enjoying some videos from a famous YouTuber who is apparently the king of a big horror game franchise, and I remembered one game I watched on the Clock app that I liked, and husband was interested too. After searching for the YouTuber, we settled down, grabbed some chips, and drank some more soda while trying to guess all the little secrets and anomalies the game had. All of the sudden, a face got so close to the camera. I tried not to scream, ended up biting my lips, and my husband, bless his soul, reacted by grabbing me from behind and just suplexed me behind him. At the same time, he let one ripped. And by putting such force in my stomach while I tried not to scream, I just pee myself a little. Both because of the shock and laugh, scream, surprise. Our bed is thankfully not covered in pee, and I will be all right. I don't think we will be watching this for a while now. TLDR, my husband tried to save me from an anomaly, ended up suplexing me. Please like and subscribe for more daily content.